What's up, guys? NezReacts here, and today we're here on the greatest day of the week. It's WedNezDay. And starting today, we're going to be doing WedNezDay Weekly, which is basically I go through all the news that I want to talk about every week starting on WedNezDays. Now, I know there's stuff that comes out on Thursdays and Fridays, but if I want to discuss it, I'll keep it all to myself until the next episode, which will be obviously next Wednesday. So we're going to talk about CM Punk being backstage at Raw. There was a clip of him talking to Tamina outside the arena. Then it was reported that he was inside backstage talking to other people like The Miz and trying to talk to Triple H. And after he tried to talk to Triple H, after a couple minutes, he asked if he could stay backstage and Vince told him no. So everybody's freaking out. He had the IWC going crazy as always. If there's one person that can get the IWC going crazy, it's CM Punk. He loves the attention, and of course he brings it to them. Now everybody believes that CM Punk is going back to WWE, which is not the case. I see it as CM Punk just trying to talk to everybody who he knows have done him wrong or he has done wrong, and is trying to make amends with everybody. This is showing that CM Punk is starting to mature and is trying to be a better person. That's why he went over there. That's how I feel. And plus, they were in Chicago. It's not like he followed them there. They just wound up being in Chicago and he thought it was the best time to do it. And I respect that. He's trying to make amends with them and then go to AEW and make amends with everybody he's done wrong, like the Elite. And I think this is a great idea for CM Punk. He is not going back. And I hate when Dave Meltzer pulls this shit. This is why CM Punk doesn't like Dave Meltzer. He was over here reporting stupid news that he never even talked to Punk about. And he was claiming that WWE and CM Punk are trying to reach an agreement. So he's trying to come back. And that's not it at all. I hate when he reports stuff like this because you didn't even talk to them, man. You're just making assumptions. And this is why people lose respect for Dave. And that's why sometimes I be feeling mad for Dave. And I understand CM Punk's pain when it comes to Dave Meltzer. Anyways, CM Punk definitely isn't going back to WWE anytime soon. Maybe when his contract is up. Who knows? But currently, he isn't going anywhere. I think he's just trying to apologize to everybody. And I think it's good for Punk. I'm glad he's starting to mature. I'm glad he's trying to end all his beef, which is amazing. Which brings me to my next point, which we're going to talk about. If you guys didn't know, AEW is getting a Saturday show called Collision. Now, this is going to be rough to show and get a large viewing because of certain things. One, WWE posts their pay-per-views on Saturday now for the most part, and also UFC does their pay-per-views every week, and so does boxing. So it's going to be tough to get actually people to view the show. And what I think is the face of Collision should be CM Punk, because that will be the person to gain the most views. Everybody is going to want to see CM Punk back, and it's the best time to put him on Collision because they're going to need the views in order to battle against UFC and stuff. And I know what people are like, well, Rampage is there for a reason. Rampage is boring, okay? Nobody likes a taped show, and nobody wants to watch wrestling starting at like 10 o'clock in the morning and ending at 11 or sometimes 12. I think it's just a waste of time. Nothing really big happens on there. So what I suggest, I wasn't a really big fan of this, but it's come to the point where I think there should be a brand split. I didn't think about this at first, but I'm like, this would make sense for them to do a brand split and have CM Punk be the face of Collision so we can get more stuff and we can actually give the TNT title some more TV time and meaningful TV time, meaning like it's not being switched to everything and we get actual true stories. And we can also work on Jade Cargill because her TBS title run has been absolutely boring. So I say bring the TNT title and bring the TBS title down to Collision so it can get more TV time and, more bigger status, because Jade Cargill's, little streak that's going on has been very dull. So I think it's the best time to give her some better stories. So that's the way Collision can work out, in my opinion. Let CM Punk be that type of guy. Bring the TNT title there, the TBS title, and hell, even bring the tag team championships down from time to time with FTR since they're cool with Punk. And you would want to build them to be with Punk, starting with, a huge build against the Elite, versus FTR and CM Punk, which would be the right way to go about everything due to the fact that, real life beef, and we would all love to see real life beef be put up on national television. And this would be a perfect time to do it because we can build up to that heading into All In Wembley Stadium. So if you're going to want to pack out the show and sell it out, if you could, you would put that together. So I say start off on Collision, make sure CM Punk's the face of it, and you can start that little beef going on in that rivalry with the Elite and CM Punk and FTR down in Collision to gain more views. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm really a big fan of the brand split, but it would get more people on TV and real television time where people will actually care for these wrestlers that don't get a lot of TV time, which has been one of the issues for me when it came to watching AEW. I just want to see more people who don't get TV time on television and reasonable television. So hopefully this Collision show works out for the best. And let's see if we get more superstars on there so AEW can be bigger than it already is. And I think it's a great idea to have Collision even though it's on a Saturday. Now let's switch gears to Raw. Triple H showed and announced and revealed a new World Heavyweight title. And I'll start off by saying it looks gorgeous. I love the way it looks. Kind of goes back to the big gold, which we all love. So I like the idea of it. But at the same time, this was a very dumb idea in my opinion. Because this makes it seem like, okay, since Roman Reigns doesn't seem like he's going to lose the titles anytime soon, let's make another championship, and this already feels like a second place championship, and you do not want that to feel that way. And it already does without even a champion yet. It already feels like a secondary title, actually a third title, because Roman holds two championship belts that actually mean something in the company. So now you have this title, which is going to be considered the third place title, and you don't want that. And this is the one thing I had an issue with revealing the title now. I feel like it's very stupid because you added a third heavyweight championship when that's not what we need. In my first opinion, I thought this was going to be like a new championship design for the WWE championship. And no, the number one person that should not win the title is Cody Rhodes. That would be the most dumbest thing ever. You can't have Cody come off that great WrestleMania match and not finishing the story, and you think finishing the story is by giving him a brand new heavyweight championship because it's going to make him look like a second place guy, and you do not want that for Cody. You want Cody to be the guy to defeat Roman Reigns because those are the major titles. That's the guy you need to face and be the final boss. So hopefully in the draft they do the right thing and draft them both to the same brand so we can get that match at SummerSlam and Cody can finish the story and not have to worry about that stupid heavyweight championship. Even though I like the new design, but it's just stupid to me that they added a third championship. Person I thought that can do it is Seth Rollins. It's time to give him his dues because he has been putting on banger after banger, putting over everybody that you wanted him to do, and it feels like it's time for him to finally be a heavyweight champion. Of course, like I said, it's going to be like a third secondary title, but hey, at least he's a heavyweight champion that he deserves. And you can also put Finn Balor in that conversation because it would be great for him, especially with the Judgment Day being, the second best faction in all of WWE. With Rhea being SmackDown Women's Champion, you can give Finn Balor the world title and have Judgment Day beat the next bloodline who carries all the titles. Not saying that Sami and Kevin have to lose the titles anytime soon, but I'm just saying. The last person I would want is LA Knight. I think LA Knight is perfect for it. He deserves it. After him just carrying everybody, even though after loss, he has been one of the biggest stars and the most over stars. I don't care what anybody says. LA Knight just has the charisma and the skill to be a heavyweight champion. So I think this would be the best time for him to become the champion, or if not, win Money in the Bank and cash in on this title because I think he deserves it. It would be so dope to see him on Raw or wherever, or SmackDown, whatever the championship is going to be on. It's definitely be dope to see him at Night of Champions and finally get his dues and become heavyweight champion because that would be so dope. Imagine the promos. Imagine the matches that he will put on. So that's my whole thought on the new World Heavyweight title. I don't like the fact that they announced it now because it does feel like a third heavyweight championship, and you do not want the title to feel that way. This definitely feels like a, hey, Roman Reigns will never lose the title, so we're going to give you this title so, you guys don't have to fight Roman. All the Roman losers, you guys can fight for this and feel like a heavyweight champion. And I don't like that one bit. And when it comes to Roman Reigns, I think he's going to drop the title soon in SummerSlam to Cody Rhodes. It better be the way, because there's nobody else in the company that can do it. And I think personally he should just retire the Universal Championship once he reaches 1,000 days, because it would only make sense so you can stop having 3 titles. So drop the Universal title in a way that you retire it so Roman can go in as 1,000 days and be the final championship holder. Now we're going to switch gears to the WWE draft. I'm going to say the people that I think should be called up to the main roster because they're too good to be in that stupid ass NXT. And some of them were rumored to be up there, so I'm still going to add them on here. And I feel like all of these people I'm about to list deserve to be in the main roster because they're way too good and their talent is way too good to be stopped. We're going to do Roxanne Perez. I want to see her. I don't know what brand yet, probably SmackDown, but Roxanne Perez. Cameron Grimes is already rumored to be a part of it, but I would love to see Cameron Grimes on there. Tyler Bate, because Tyler Bate is too good to be down in NXT. Imagine the bangers he can have. Ilya Dragunov, because he's obviously amazing as well. He can have another great match with Gunther. Gigi Dolan, she's still a bit green, but I would love to have her on the main roster so she could team up with Chelsea Green and become the new toxic attraction, because the women need a actual real women tag team division if they're going to keep the stupid ass titles, because they mean absolutely nothing right now. So creating that team would be dope. I feel like they fit the part and they'll mush together. It's kind of like a Mandy Rose kind of thing. Also, another women's tag team would be Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, because they're an actual legit women's tag team. Like I said, the division needs some stuff. If you're not going to burn down the women's tag team titles, you definitely need another women's tag team to bring a division to the main roster. And I think these two are amazing. Also, Tiffany Stratton. I think she's amazing and she's definitely main roster ready. Her gimmick, the way she moves in the ring, I think she's perfectly fit for the main roster. Shout out to Tiffany Stratton for building up. And also Braun Breaker. Heel Braun Breaker has been doing amazing, and I would love to see him on the main roster because he'll fit perfectly maybe in Raw. That's how I feel. As long as they keep him the way he is and him not smiling when he comes out, I'm down for him to be a part of the main roster. I feel like he deserves it, and all these people I just listed definitely need to be a part of the roster because both rosters need a change up and they're both dull. And finally, the last person we're going to talk about is MJF. So he recently tweeted and deleted a message saying that he thinks that, you don't get paid more for doing flips and tricks. And he just basically threw shots at all the wrestlers that do that. And he feels like you don't need to do that and almost kill yourself to make more money, because that's not what happens. You don't make more money by doing all these flips and tricks and almost killing yourself. And to be honest, even though I like that type of wrestling, he's not wrong. I don't see why people were mad at him. He's not wrong. You don't get paid extra and you don't get over just by doing a whole bunch of Canadian destroyers and all these flips and tricks. You don't need to do it. That's just some typical types of wrestling like Will Ospreay and stuff. You can do it, but you don't necessarily need to get over with the fans. You can do it by just your promos, and when you do your wrestling, you can just look good in the ring. You don't have to be doing all the flips and tricks like MJF does. MJF does not do stuff like that. He kind of does like a Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect kind of, traditional wrestling. And that's what I like about him. He's not like everybody else. He's a great heel, and he doesn't have to do a whole bunch of tricks or flips of 450s, 360, 180s, or whatever to get over with the fans. He can just do it by the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he looks, and the way he comes out, and the way he wrestles. He doesn't need to do a whole bunch of extra stuff to get more money. And that's how it works. He's not wrong at all. So I didn't get the issue as to what he said was wrong, and he just wasn't at all. So I don't know why people were so mad about it, but I'm on MJF's side. You don't need to do all that stuff to be over. I don't need you to almost kill yourself in the ring in order for me to like you and want to buy your merch. I just want you to come out with a great entrance, a great look, and do some great stuff in the ring. You don't necessarily have to do everything like Ricochet and stuff. Think about that. Ricochet stopped doing so much crazy stuff because he doesn't want to put his body on the line like that and have to retire early. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with MJF and what he said. He's just doing exactly what he does, love being a heel and being honest, and that's all you can do. And he definitely deleted it. The reason why he deleted it was because he is the face of AEW right now, and he does not want to ruin that, because you're the heavyweight champion and you're supposed to rep your company, and you cannot rep your company by saying stuff like that when most of your roster do stuff like that, and their style of wrestling is just like that. Anyways, guys, that was the first episode of WedNezDay Weekly. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments if, anything in the topics that I talked about today. Did you enjoy what happened with CM Punk? Do you think about AEW Collision? Do you think CM Punk was right about going backstage? MJF was right? Or any of the things that I talked about? Let me know in a comment. Also, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and push that notification button. I hope you guys enjoy, and it helps the channel a lot when you like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It definitely helps the channel a lot, and I love the support. Anyways, guys, I'm finally done. This has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.